Blog Talk Radio.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Put summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
Welcome to another Pajama Party. Friday night, adult night party. I'm one of those Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Whoa, Ketel, you got some static in your line there. And Redwine.
Bonsoir.
All right.
It's a little chilly out today.
Ketel's not in the studio, so she sounds. Can you say something, Ketel? Sounds like your line's got a little bit of got a little jerk.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Oh
yeah, that's much
better.
sound better.
There you go.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
yeah.
Welcome aboard.
All right.
Hello. Welcome to the Yes.
Hello.
Oh.
Anyway.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
All right. How's everybody doing anyway? Let me straighten out my tuxedo.
Can't stay in that cold weather. That's about it. It's snow.
Yeah, we're getting a little winter mix, but it's all good, you know.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night. Nice and crisp.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you call crispy weather. Crispy.
Yeah. Okay, crisp. It's cold. That ain't no damn crisp shit. It's cold. Mm-hmm.
It's crispy. Crispy.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. That's chicken.
All right,
Chicken's crispy.
Oh, okay, my bad. Chicken's crispy. Weather's just cold, huh? All right, I got you.
Hell to the year. All right.
All right. Well, let's get to the rundown. What you got for us tonight, Ketel?
Okay. We got a lot going on, as usual. So sit back and put your seatbelts on. All right. Our hot topics tonight, the end of net neutrality and what it means. Omarosa gone from the White House? What? Chicago police blasted with $31 million wrongful conviction. Our hit it and quit it headlines tonight. Disney buys much of 21st Century Fox. Trump, 45 judicial nominee struggles to answer basic legal questions at hearing. Also, suspensions by NFL Network over sexual harassment allegations. 45 again. Trump versus Senator Gillibrand. Also, police under fire for cuffing 11-year-old girl. Kentucky State Rep suicide. What's popping with Poppa DD? You got a surprise for us tonight as usual. Our weird news. Man posed as officer to get discount coffee. Also, human feet still washes up in Pacific Northwest. And a woman claims she's had sex with 20 ghosts. Okay. I'm just saying with Redwine, girl, bye. Living for the city, another surprise from Poppa DD. My Hollywood wrap-up, I'm going to talk about the Golden Globes, Oprah, 50 Cent, Mario Batali, and Tavis Smiley. Also, the cocktail of the week is Slow Cooker Spiced Wine. Okay, Redwine, you're going to tell me about this one. Our Kiss It list and the last word. So sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail, and we'll be back with the hot topics.
All right, students, settle down. Today's lesson is on weed etiquette. Just because weed has been legalized in certain states, people need to understand that they should use weed etiquette when visiting friends and family. Now, if you choose to smoke weed when visiting friends and relatives who don't smoke weed, please remember remember these rules. Number 1, go outside. Number 2, collect the roaches. Number 3, stand away from the house. Number 4, wash your hands and mouth when you come back inside. And remember, everyone does not want to get high with you. So don't take it personal. Some people may be on parole. Some may be interviewing for jobs where drug testing is required. And some may be in AA and they just can't get high with you. Maybe they just don't like the smell of weed. Did you think of that? So remember, if you sit in a car and smoke weed, then come back in the house and sit on their nice upholstered furniture, that smell will remain in their sofa for quite a while, and they may not like that. Weed is not a cologne or a perfume. Everyone doesn't want to smell it. So make sure you use weed etiquette when you do your thing. This has been a public service announcement for weed etiquette, and we thank you for your time. Hey, Papa, what are you doing, man? What you doing?
I'm waiting for the teacher to get
Students, settle down. Settle down.
Hey.
Students, okay, share with the teacher.
Why?
Share with the teacher. Students, share with the teacher. Someone open the window, please. Open the window.
Okay, all right.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm your host, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel
Hello.
and Redwine.
Bonsoir, everybody. Bonsoir. Well, I'm going to jump right into the hot topics for tonight. First up, we've got net neutrality. This is one of those things that we keep hearing about, and I had to do some research on it because while I keep hearing it, I didn't understand exactly what that topic was all about. So I did some digging, and I'm going to share this with everybody, and hopefully we can all kind of get a grip on this. Basically, what's going on is that the Republican-led Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, voted yesterday to repeal another Obama-era regulation about net neutrality protections. And the FCC chairman, who was appointed by Trump, his name is Ajit Pai, P-A-I. Now, this move is supported by the telecom industry because they claim existing regulations threaten to hamper broadband investments and innovation. So basically, the people who are making the money in the telecom industry are saying this is a good thing because it's allowing them to regulate their pricing structure however they want, and it allows them to, this is hard to explain. Let me just read this section and maybe this will clear it up some. So what is net neutrality? It's the rules that were approved by the FCC in 2015, and it's supposed to keep the Internet open and fair. And under these rules, the Internet service providers were required to treat all online content the same. They cannot deliberately speed up or slow down traffic from specific websites or apps, nor could they put their own content at an advantage over their rivals. So that's what this was all about. Now that they've taken that regulation away, it's open game. That means now, for example, if Comcast wants to speed up all of the services and the material that comes through Comcast's website, they could speed it up and then slow down other services that come through their websites, through their service. So if, for example, Netflix is a good example, they could slow down the speed in which Netflix is delivered so that when people are downloading anything that's being downloaded, it could take you a long time. You're trying to watch a movie via Netflix, and it's buffering, it's slow, stuff keeps hanging up and pausing, doing all kind of crazy stuff. They'll have the ability to do that if they want to, but their content coming from whoever they want to promote will go through just as fast, if not faster, than other services. So That's basically what they're doing. They're taking the ban off of fairness, saying everybody should be moving along the internet superhighway at the same speed. Now, folk will be able to say, well, I'm going to put my stuff in the fast lane and put your stuff in the slow lane because I'm trying to promote my stuff. I don't care about your stuff. So people that are just now coming into internet, maybe internet companies, smaller companies and all, they could potentially have to pay more money now, like a premium, just to get their stuff at a normal or acceptable speed to make it acceptable for their customers just to compete. Whereas the big boys are in control of everything, they can keep the speed of their stuff delivered at a normal rate or a faster rate to make it more desirable to their customers. So it's just another way of people who have the money and the capability being in control and jerking us around is really what it boils down to. So they're saying that they don't think companies like streaming services like Netflix and Hulu and things, that they probably won't go away, but it's going to make it more challenging for them to stay competitive because they don't own those lines that they're using. They're riding off of your Verizons and Comcast and all those other services. They're depending on those services to deliver their material. So that's pretty much what this whole net neutrality thing is about. It won't be net neutral anymore because it's going to be like the Wild Wild West, but the people with the money are in control. So I don't know why they felt like this was a necessary thing. I don't know if it was simply because Obama got the regulation in and they felt like if Obama did it, we got to undo it. I don't know if that's the motivation. It seemed like it was a good thing when it was fair and everybody was able to move at the same rate. And it didn't matter if you were a big guy, medium-sized person or company, or a little guy just getting in the game, everybody was at a fair level. Well, now if they get away with this, all of that will be gone. And it'll be a matter of who's got money. So there you go. That's net neutrality. It's a hot mess.
Well, thank you for clearing it up.
Yeah, it's clear as mud, but that's what's happening.
That's the same thing that happened with the analog and the digital system a few years ago under the Bush administration. It seems like the Republicans are always putting things out they got to do it. Just forget about the little people. What Bush did, what Bush's administration did, they did this quiet, big time, like in the middle of the night around 3 o'clock in the morning, where they switched over from analog to digital, which means that you cannot do anything anymore that has anything to do with analog. You can't take a TV out on the porch anymore and pull up the rabbit ears, the antennas, and watch TV. Everything is connected. Everything you buy or do has to be put in the back of a TV inside of a cable in order to generate any kind of TV. People used to sit back and watch baseball games and look at TV while they was at work in a security booth or something like that. All that's gone because the big conglomerates have come along and said, you're not going to watch a drop of network TV unless you have some type of cable of some type. So they threw the switch on the analog system and went digital. And it's almost the same now with this, what's it called, net neutrality?
Right.
Neutrality is on the same degree where now the people that own the different networks are in control. Just like on TV when you listen to commercials are louder than a regular program. You're watching the program, then you go get something to eat during a commercial, and the commercial's blasting, the music is louder because they dictate the commercial to come on with a different look, a different attitude, a different flavor. And you say, wow, why is the TV so loud? Well, it's not loud. The networks just turned the TV up while you were just sitting there like it was nothing. So it just goes to show that, like Redwine said, anything that Barack did, they're undoing. But I don't think there's no leadership in you just undoing something somebody already did. What's the point? That's like somebody fucking with you and untying your shoelaces all the time. You're sitting there talking to them, and they're down there untying your damn shoelaces or tying your shoelaces together or something, just crazy stuff they're doing in the White House because they're in control. The White House is a big job. It's a big job. It has power and access to a lot of things. influences. It's big influences. So Trump's in there influencing Verizon. Yeah. You want to be in control again? Yeah. And it's all about, people think it's all about money, but life is not all about money. Like I mentioned last week, it's about health and humanity and heart and soul. Money's cool, but like I said, you get some kind of dreaded disease, you'll spend every damn penny in your bank account to neutralize that disease in some respect. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to get off that soapbox. Anything you want to say there, Ketel? You out there?
Yeah, I'm here. It just seems like it's, these companies are buying each other, almost like the commercial with the little cinnamon thing eats the other thing. These companies are eating up each other. And I think Trump, he's in bed with a lot of these companies and saying, hey, I'm going to change this so you guys can do whatever you want. So it's just crazy. But we'll see, because they say it's going to might affect your cable bill, and it might affect some other things, if you're paying for TV and stuff. We're already paying $200 or $300 for cable. Who would ever think we would be at this place here?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Yep, nothing's free no more.
Well, most people have a theory that the one with the most toys wins, and that's the reason why they respect Trump so much, because that theory that they've had amongst suburban white men is he who has the most toys wins. So Trump is walking around blowing his horn like he's got this and got that, and people have all been beneath him based on who has money or who doesn't. But, money is cool, but my God, You can't buy love or happiness. So.
And you sure can't buy common sense.
Yeah, and the pool boy will sure stick your wife when you leave to go to work with your rich ass. Anyway, next topic. Let's talk about Omarosa. Omarosa was the young lady from the reality show The Apprentice. And for some reason, she got intertwined with Trump, and Trump took a liking to her and brought her in her camp and everything. And when he became president, he gave her some kind of bullshit job, making six figures, I'm sure. But on the recent events, she brought the Negro out of her for some reason, and they escorted her like a typical Negro out of the building. Let me read on here. Omarosa Newman, the controversial White House aide picked by President Donald Trump, has resigned, allegedly, okay?
Yeah.
Newman resigned on Tuesday, White House officials told multiple outlets. She will continue her job until January 20th, all right? They say we wish her the best in future endeavors, and we are grateful for her service. Wow. This is what Press Secretary Sarah Sanders, the lady.
Your girl.
Who is that? Hucklebee's daughter. She is the press secretary that comes in with the bad eyebrows. If you ever seen her, she can't draw a straight line on her damn eyebrows to save her life. Anyway, although the official White House statement is that she resigned, multiple sources are reporting that Newman, Omarosa, all right, had to be physically removed from the White House, all right, like a classic black woman removal move, okay, from the White House grounds after being fired by Chief of Staff John Kelly. She was very upset and said she wanted to speak to the president. She said, I've been knowing the president since The Apprentice. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. And she ran into the private area of the White House, and the alarm tripped. The alarm tripped, and they said, what the hell? And sure enough, Omarosa was making her way. She had already talked to President Trump's daughter, and the daughter said, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't like you from the beginning. That's between you and my dad, yada, yada, yada. So, anyway, John Kelly, the secretary of, he's the chief of staff, rather.
Yeah.
He caught up with her and called the Secret Service, and they escorted sister. She was supposed to work until January 20th, but they escorted her and told her she has to leave immediately. So what happened with this black woman, now her and Don King and Steve Harvey, up there cheesing in front of Donald Trump. Remember when the three of them was up there? Yeah, they acting like, they're so neutral in color, they acting like, Trump, He done kicked her black ass to the curb. Literally kicked her to the curb. Which could go to show you, you guys don't turn your back on black.
There you go.
So let's see what Omarosa's next gig will be. And now that she's left out in disgrace, and
maybe it'll be a real job.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? She could have played it for a while, but I guess she tried to, you know what I mean? What do you got to say about that, Ketel?
We'll see what's gonna happen. It's gonna be interesting because she said she has a lot to tell and some things she felt uncomfortable with. I mean, you're in the White House. Come on now, you're dealing with 45, really? And, of course, you know, that is just a prerequisite to a book deal. That's all that is. Everybody knows that. Even Robin Roberts, she said, girl, bye. She said, just go ahead with that mess.
Yeah, she sure did. She said bye, Felicia.
She said goodbye. Good riddance, because you guys aren't doing anything. So we're going to see what's going to happen. You know, if it's going to surprise me that if Donald Trump has anything to do with her, or he just act like, okay, we never met. It's going to be interesting to see what his next move is. You know, so.
Yeah, we'll see what gets denied. But we have a caller, so I'm going to pick up this caller and see what they got to say about it. Caller. You're live on the Pajama Party Show. Go right ahead with your comment.
Am I live?
Yes, you are.
Am I live?
Go right ahead, caller.
I got to let you know, man. Look, this is the Low Dog coming to you live. Ain't no surprise. You better open up your eyes. I had to shout out the Pajama Party and come through, man, tonight. Y'all talking about some good stuff. And when y'all said Omarosa, I said, let me press one. Because I only got I was over here trying to watch a little Key and Peele. Got a little thing in my cup, and I wasn't trying to spill, you know. But once I heard that had me cracking up a little bit. Omarosa she's a piece of work. She is a piece of work. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you what she's going to do next. What she's going to do next, all that was advertisement for a book. She about to come out with a book, and she wants you to pay for it. All of us taxpayers, we are paying for her salary right now for the next month. You know, even though she got kicked out and her security clearance is shot, it's revoked, you know, and I don't know if y'all ever saw the reality show and how she get down in the print. Now, this is her third time getting fired. Now, she say allegedly, you know, she resigned on her own, but come on now. We know what's going on, you know, but she's unbelievable, I'm telling you. Omarosa, if you ever actually seen her on the you know, she used she used a slogan from Batman. I don't even know if y'all knew it, but she used a slogan from Batman when she was, I don't know if y'all ever saw that clip when she was like, everybody's going to have to bow down, you know, and realize he's to the most powerful man in the universe or something like that. I don't know, y'all got to go back and listen when she said that about Donald Trump. She was saying everybody's going to have to bow down to the Donald Trump. And then they showed a Batman clip when Bane did it. I don't know if y'all saw that movie when Bane was in it. And they said, you know, you're going to have to bow down to the most powerful man in the universe or something like that. It was crazy. They put it side by side. It was funny as a mug. But, yeah, she's unbelievable. She never cared for the black community. She's all about self. She's a drama queen. She's a reality star. She don't care about nothing but herself. She was making $180,000 a year for doing nothing, and don't nobody know what she do. Don't nobody know what she do. If you Google, one guy said, look, I Googled. He said, I Googled Omarosa. What does Omarosa do? The first thing that popped up was, no one knows what Omarosa do. Nobody knows what Omarosa do. She don't do nothing. I mean, she was supposed to be the director of Black Outreach. She came in. She used to be a Democrat. You know, but Democrats don't like her. This was the first time ever going to Republicans. Because she was, you know, on her knees for Trump. You know, and then, you know, I mean, you know, Democrats don't like her. Republicans don't respect her. She has no type of connections nowhere, anywhere, and she's ridiculous. So, but stay tuned, because her book will be coming out. She's gonna be selling the book soon, and everything like that. For sure. Yeah, she's just a little ratchet little girl that got popular. She's an opportunist, and she does not support or represent the black community. I just need to make that very, very clear. She does not. You know, or she just, you can even tell. I mean, everything is staged with her. I don't know if y'all saw the interview with her and Michael Strahan. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Y'all got to pull that up. One I say, I might have to play a clip from that next show or something like that. But other than that, man, you know, I'm just enjoying the show. I'm sitting back, you know, waiting for the drink of the day. I'm going to see what we got today, man. I might have to go ahead and pull up something, but, you know. I'm cooling back, relaxing, you know, just chilling. I'm going to let y'all do your thing, but I just had to call in, check in. I'll be listening.
All right.
Y'all have fun. I'm glad everybody's up, ready to party. You know, I got my PJs on. You know, Cowboys, by the way. I got a star on the left side of them.
But yeah, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go, Cowboy.
You know, I guess that's my cue.
Yes, it is. Thanks for calling, Cowboy.
No doubt. I might have to call in later to see what y'all talking about. Y'all have fun. I love the show.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I have to agree. I did see that comment when she was talking about everybody's going to have to bow down to the most powerful man. And I'm like, does she think he's God or something? This woman has lost her mind.
I guess she's bowed down to him many a times.
yeah, that's on her. She can do whatever she wants to do in that respect. But anyway, we're going to move on to the next hot topic. Over to you, Ketel. What you got about Chicago?
Okay, it's a lot going on in Chicago. You guys better hold on to this one. Chicago Police Union officially blasts $31 million wrongful conviction settlement. Man, I'm telling you, these people, they tripping. The Chicago Police Union blasted a $31 million settlement for 4 African-American men. I know Papa going to have something to say on this, so let me finish the article. 4 African-American men whose conviction got overturned in an Inglewood murder, calling the wrongful conviction movement a cottage industry that uses taxpayers' money. So the article, it's about 4 African-American men, Michael Saunders, Vincent Thames, Harold Richardson, and Terrell Swift. They were teens when they were arrested in the slaying of a 30-year-old Nina Glover and were convicted largely on their confessions, but they later alleged their statements were coerced. So the article continues saying that the FOP, they approved the money for the 4 men who spent some 15 years in prison for 1994 rape and murder before the DNA linked the crime to a convicted killer, someone else. So I'm like, what is going on? I mean, you guys are just trying to get a conviction quickly, but you're paying, you're using taxpayers' money to for the settlement. So
wow,
it's crazy. I mean, what are we coming to? And they spent almost 15 years in jail.
But they got $31 million as a settlement, though.
Right, among the 4 of them. So that's $31 million divided into 4.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the legal fees.
Of course, of course. But 15 years of these men's lives, they're not going to get that back. It's crazy. So.
But you know what? I'm not surprised because we've done too many stories about crazy police cases coming out of Chicago. You remember the story about some warehouse or something that they were taking people to where they hadn't even charged them with a crime yet. They would just take them and hold them there, sometimes overnight. They couldn't make phone calls. They just have you in some facility trying to decide what they're going to do with you. And people scared to death. And you don't know if you're the person being detained. You don't know what's going on. They don't book you yet. So it's not like they've really processed you. They just got you in some joint somewhere.
Yeah, they have one up in New Jersey also. I won't mention the city. They call it the farm, where you go out there. Let's say something happens, you get convicted of something. They'll take you out to the farm, and that's where they break you down. They break you down like you said, Redwine, with seclusion and just isolation and things like that. Just especially people that that aren't criminal minded. You're sitting there, you're scared to death because your life is changing within that 15, 20 minutes. And if you're not, you just want to get out of there. Sometimes you make a confession just to get out of there because you've been badgered for the last 5 or 6 hours. Then you lock into the system once the system takes everything from you. Because in most cases, when the detective calls you on the phone, and I think that this is one thing about our race, our people. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Ketel, if I did. We have not learned the game, I think that the biggest thing that white folks do is they teach their children the game and how to handle the game when you get busted in the game, Not to say anything, not to do anything, don't say nothing until we get you a lawyer, yada yada yada. But black folks, we haven't been taught that, and we start singing like a canary because we're scared to death, especially people that doesn't have a criminal mind. Once they lock them in the system, because in most cases when a detective calls you and say, hey, you come down and let's ask you a few questions, yada, yada, yada. You come out, you got everything in all your pockets, You got your cell phones, you got everything you carry, your wallet, your this, your that, your money, whatever. Then all of a sudden, once they start taking your stuff because they say, well, look, we're going to arrest you today, yada, yada, yada. Now they took off your belt, took off your shoelaces, took your cell phones off. They strip your dignity by taking all your personal possessions, and they just merely told you to come down to answer a few questions. But we have to learn now that we need to not say anything, and when they say go down there, take a lawyer with you. Just go and, just retain anybody.
I was going to say, I think the difference is when you have money behind you, you don't worry as much when you get those calls because you're already thinking, all right, you tell whoever with you, call my lawyer, have him meet me down there. And you already know whatever goes down, somebody's going to write a check and
get me
up out of here. Yeah,
you still have to have the knowledge of what to do.
But
money
that's what I'm
is
saying.
an afterthought.
I'm saying that, but when you have some money that can buy you out of this situation, people tend to be a little more relaxed.
Yeah, but everybody gets bought out. Everybody gets bought out the same way.
But I'm just saying, but when you don't have that money, that means when you go down there and they say we're getting ready to book you, you about to serve some time because you don't have the option of writing a check. You don't have that option of saying, all right, how much? How much is bail? I don't have a problem paying for the bail or whatever it is they want. But when you don't have that option, that's a scary thing.
Yeah, but most white folks will go down there, and I say white folks because they have been blessed with the knowledge of this. They'll go down there just like you see on different TV programs saying, Am I under arrest? Am I under arrest? They speak with aggression based on finding out what the police officer's next move is.
Yeah, you're right about that.
But we sit back
when they say
and
we want to come in and look around, if you don't know to say, do you have a warrant?
Exactly.
They'll be like, oh, well, the cops said they wanted to look around. What can I do?
Exactly. And getting back what I said in the beginning, we have not been blessed with the knowledge of a lot of things, the stock market, a lot of things out there that's privy to information. And a lot of stuff that we need to learn is not that intellectual. It's really just common sense and somebody just telling you what to do. And we surrender all the time, and then they take us to the, like I said, the lockup or the farm or whatever, and that's where they beat us down because we haven't talked to a lawyer, and we lock in his room, and then they say, if you confess, we'll let you out. You confess, we'll let you out. And you think, well, when I get out, I'm going to change my story. But now you're going straight to jail, and it's so sad how we go to jail for so long, so fast.
For so little.
For so little. And we sitting there and rock for 15 years. And like Ketel said, by the time we get out 15 years later, the whole world done changed. Everybody done changed. We don't even recognize nothing or nobody. It's just. And
Ketel, those guys were young when they got arrested, weren't they?
They were teenagers.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Teenagers.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's just crazy. But I think they take our kindness for weakness. I mean, if you feel as if you're innocent, and somebody comes to the door, the cop or whatever, you trust in those people because they're they're law enforcement. You trust cops.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to. And then they say, okay, we just want to come look around. You let them come look around, and then who's to say they're not planting anything or they're not taking judgment, You come in somebody's big house,
exactly.
you know, you're not supposed to have X, Y, Z. You're not supposed to have this. You're not supposed to have 4 or 5 cars out there. Who are you? You know, they don't say that, but that's how they make you feel. And then you know they say something different. You know, then they say something different when they get down to police precinct. Oh, you're under arrest for what? Oh, I can't tell you till we get down to the courthouse or whatever. Really?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
most and see that's the kind of stuff the white folks wouldn't even tolerate. That we can't tell you till you get to the courthouse. That's because by now the father's in there, the lawyer done showed up, you know, and we don't have the resources to stop us from walking through the high weeds. And by the time we get through the high weeds and get back to some thinking, we're already processed. And you got to fault everybody, the judges, the detectives, because it's not just when you get put in jail. There's a lot of people involved. You know, you got judges, you got detectives, you got district attorneys. There's a lot of different entities that are all working together, and they can speed the thing up big time. You look up and you're in jail like with the quickness. And it's like, wow, what just happened?
And then they use that old line about, well, we're going to have to keep you overnight or whatever because there's no judge available. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to stick around till the judge can hear your case. And before you know it, overnight turns into 2 or 3 days.
Now you're in a cell.
If you're sitting there in a cell with a bunch of crazy, hardened criminals because of something stupid,
and if you have
like
never
you had some kind of lights on your lawn that were considered illegal, and they got you in here with somebody that killed somebody, you know, crazy stuff like that.
And you break down. You break down right away, and you become a whole different person.
Oh, yeah. And at that point, people will confess to anything.
They'll confess to anything.
If they say, we'll let you out if you confess, they'll be like, all right, I did it. I'm Sam. What's his name? Son of Sam? Mm-hmm. I was Son of Sam. I've been reincarnated. That was me. All those years ago, I did all of it. Just let me out.
And a lot of those jail systems underneath that police station are old as ever. Mm-hmm. I mean, stuff built in the early, you know.
I think they're designed for intimidation.
Yeah, old lock and
key,
big old key on the steel gate that closed. It could be very intimidating. You know, you laying there with no sheet on the bed. It's amazing. It's crazy. It's not even a bed. It's just a slab of steel with a little teeny 2-inch mattress on it. So it's very interesting.
I'm
very,
not trying
very
to be in there. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, well, you gotta have an end game. You really do.
Yeah, my end game is I'm going kicking and screaming. I'm hollering for lawyers that I don't even have. I mean, like, call my lawyer. Whatever commercial I can think of, I'm calling it. All right, well, we're going to move on into the hit it and quit it headlines. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, because I'm up first. I want to talk about this Disney purchase. You know, Ketel, you were talking about people buying up people.
Yeah,
Disney's buying up 21st Century Fox. They say this deal is reshaping Hollywood. It's getting crazy out there again. Walt Disney Company has finalized a $52.4 billion deal to buy Rupert Murdoch's entertainment empire. This deal was announced on Thursday, represents Disney's boldest acquisition yet, and if regulators approve it, Disney would take over 20th Century Fox movie and TV studio, Fox's 22 regional sports channels, cable entertainment brands, FX, National Geographic, and Fox's portfolio of international operations, including a paid TV service in India. They are just grabbing up everything. This would eliminate.
What's going on with Fox? They getting tired?
I don't know. I don't know if they just cashing out or I don't know. It says the proposed purchase of much of 21st Century Fox Media Company would eliminate one of the 6 major Hollywood film studios. So there you go. Now it says including debt that Disney would assume, the deal is valued at $66 billion. And Bob Iger, who is the chief executive of Disney, would still remain with Disney through the year 2021. So be on the lookout.
He said, I'm going to lock my stuff in.
He's going to make sure he still has a job at least through 2021. By then, he could start something else or figure out what else he's going to do. So that's it for that one.
Well, it's.
Wow.
I'm just making a comment. It just sounds like that all these big studios, which they were big in the, I guess, 40s and 50s, they're downsizing. You know.
And just selling out, really, because
Yeah.
they don't really have anybody to control all the entities anymore. You know, and you have to understand, just like anything else, when the younger generation comes along in the family tree, the under part of the family tree doesn't have the same ambition, drive, or work ethic as the old heads had that was running things. And, you know, a lot of that stuff's probably getting old, and trying to control all that costs money. And Disney's got big dough. As long as people making babies, Disney's always going to be booming, because that's what they thrive on first. As soon as you hitch that baby out of that twat, boy, Disney got your ass by the kahunas. Anyway.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We'll kick it over to you, Pop. You got the next one.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm just saying that not to be facetious or anything, but Disney plays on generations of people. As long as you got something that's catering to the youth and the kids, you know, Disney's going to keep playing on it, you know, because as soon as you have that baby, after 2-3 years later, they want to gear the commercials and everything up. So the first thing the baby says is, I want to go to Disneyland or Disney World. And they're ready for you. As soon as you get of age, they're ready for you. And it's amazing how they control that whole entity. But they're going to take over this now, but then they're going to get into a jam and start laying off people in 3 years. Because now they got to hire all these people to run things. Now, once they get things running like they want to run it, they're going to start downsizing, because now we got it how we want it, and we got to minimize. Let's get rid of 100 people because we don't need them anymore. It's just a vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this is Trump's judicial nominee. This was crazy. He struggles to answer basic questions about his whole legal thing. This man sounded like he was a fake-ass lawyer, a fake-ass judge.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Because this man had never held a trial, never did anything in court. What's going to show you that a lawyer, if a lawyer does all that out-of-court settlement stuff, chances are they never have to go to court.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they could just settle out.
If you never have to litigate anything.
Exactly.
Then you don't get that experience.
So the story reads that a Trump judicial nominee struggled to answer basic legal questions posed to him by a Republican senator on Wednesday, including his lack of experience on trial work and the amount of depositions he worked on or moved on. Okay, during his testimony, Matthew Spencer Peterson, who currently serves as the commissioner of the Federal Election Commission, was asked a string of questions by GOP Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana about his experience on trials, including how many depositions Peterson had worked on, and the answer was less than 5. Less than 5 depositions. Now, a deposition has to do with the litigation of a case itself. You know, if you sue the company for something, they're going to grab people out to testify. When you testify in an enclosed area that's being recorded and things like that, they call it deposition, where they can look and see it and observe how it went and things like that and cause their judgment and going forward to value over for trial based on it. It's almost like the same thing as the, what do you call that when the jury meets the outside jury before they go in court. But anyway, grand jury, yeah. So it's on the same level as a grand jury thing. But anyway, it has to do with smaller cases, internal cases, things like that. Anyway, the answer was less than 5. And the last time he had read the Federal Rules of Civic Procedure, he said he couldn't remember when he last read the Federal Rules of Civil Procedures, which is the Bible for that particular craft. I mean, this man here was a complete idiot. Now, it goes in line, too, what's happened with the whole Trump clan, the whole Trump campaign, the whole Trump, this whole serious situation. It's a mess. I mean, you got people like Martin Luther King that's probably turned over in his grave, listening to all the stuff that goes on, like Martin Luther King used 2 terms all the time when it came to the racist people in Alabama and Mississippi and places like that. He said these people are either sincerely ignorant or conscientious stupidity. Now, whenever somebody comes to you and say something stupid or do something stupid, you say to yourself, like Dr. King says, does this person have sincere ignorance, or is this man conscientiously stupid? Does he know what he's doing and just stupid with it and don't care because he's ignorant? Or is he sincerely ignorant and really is dumb as hell from the door? Because, misled information is based on everything else. I mean, during days of really strong racial issues, most of the people that was holding the rings and holding the different ties of controlling the whole racial mix were some of the most ignorant people on the planet. They were dumb as hell. And they kind of felt like the stigmas that they always had on black people. That's why black folks always looked at their suppressors and say, damn, why is this person suppressing me when he is actually dumb as hell? The actions of the police officers that apprehended them, everything that goes down with them, the whole clan behind them was just, we just looked at these people and said, how did these stupid-ass people get in charge? And that's been our dilemma for 200-300 years.
But
anyway.
This man was nominated for this position by the Trump administration.
Mm-hmm. And he's a complete idiot. He's on the kisser list.
Yeah, I got him.
All right. His name is Matthew Spencer Peterson. Uses his middle name like he's important. He's dumb as a box of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we'll stay tuned to him, see what's up with him. But anyway.
All right.
That was rough. Anyway, you want to move on to the...
Yeah, you got the next one, too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Just working my ass.
Yeah.
Anyway,
$1
let's see here. We got the suspension of the NFL Network over sexual harassment allegations. This is the NFL Network, not ESPN, but the NFL Network. A former NFL Network employee says several top personalities in the company sexually harassed her. Okay. Eric Weinberg was an executive producer of the NFL Network and is now he's the president of the Ringer.
I think that's what is that, a website?
I guess
the Ringer
it's an
is a
offset company from there.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the accused are former NFL player turned analysts. The accusers include Marshall Falk,
oh wow,
Warren Sapp, Donovan McNabb,
Warren Sapp too.
Ike Till. Well, Warren Sapp lost his job a long time ago. He was with some prostitutes the day before the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, so he's not even here anymore. Heath Evans, Eric Weinberg, who now runs the Ringer. So according to Scott Slosnick and Jordan Holmes of Bloomberg, former employee Jamie Cantor filed a amendment complaint on her lawsuit against the NFL during citing harassments to each of their colleagues. But just to get past all this rhetoric, and I'll read this last paragraph because it includes other names. But what happens with this here in most cases is that if you look at the NFL Network and ESPN for that matter, you have this little young white girl, okay, who's the mediator around all these guys that are ex-football players and things like that, okay? Now, when you come to work and you all sit at this open desk, or even while you're doing your pre-show paper like we do on this show here, all of a sudden you're locked into this whole situation where all of a sudden this little young white girl being the mediator, she's scoping out what everybody's doing and saying, because it seems like most people just can't stop bucking for head office. That's the situation on it, and I'm going to elaborate later on what's going to happen with all these accusations that people are getting ousted before the court of public opinion is taking these people out of a job. And they're admitting this stuff instead of letting these ladies that's convicting them stand up for what happened, give dates, times, pubic hairs, whatever's necessary in order to make your allegations become a reality. Some people are running based on not even knowing what they said. Mm-hmm. And maybe at the time when you're being frolic on the job and somebody takes it the wrong way, I mean, it just, what are you around, first of all? You got to know your employees, and your employees got to know you. We all come with a personality, whether it's eccentric, whether it's bookwormish, whether it's whatever it is you project. Every personality has a title connected to it. You look at somebody and say, oh, yeah, he wears a pocket protector. I mean, he's this and that. Or this guy here, boy, he's off the chain. Or this guy, he's a militant. Or look at her, she's a this, she's a that. We look at people and determine attitudes and personalities based on characteristics and character. But we can't sit back in the room and because we bucking for head office and we deep down inside sticking the real boss, now we gotta get ready to undercut people because they got hip to what you was doing with the real boss. I mean, it just becomes a mess after a while. It becomes a mess. And I respect the entity of people, women not being harassed and things like that, but I don't respect women that are bullshit artists. They're trying to screw people over for their own particular gratification. And there's a thin line between that, and we got to watch that. We really do got to watch that because everybody's trying to make a living. So, and when you sit around a bunch of football players and things like that, you need to harden your skin a little bit, You can't sit there and act like you sweet Polly purebred and you sitting around, big-time football players that got ego and they talk stuff and they're rich, they're millionaires, they just talking stuff. And you need to really get in the game or get into something else if you can't handle that environment. Go sell some Avon or some shit, Anyway, I'm making jokes, but
okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm just saying, like.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Anyway, like I said, I'll say it. I'll say it again. I'm not.
I was gonna.
If you gonna go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ketel.
I was gonna put a shout out to the Avon representatives. You guys got any questions or comments for Poppa? Hit us up tonight, 914-803-4306, man. I'm telling you, they got something for you, Poppa. Yeah, press 1. Getting the keys, get back and forth with Poppa DD tonight. Mm-hmm. All right. I hear you. I hear you, Poppa.
Well,
what you got?
You want to keep rolling, Ketel? Because I got one about going back into politics. We had a battle between 45 and Senator Gillibrand this week. All right, I'm going to go for it. Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand reiterated her belief that 45's tweet on Tuesday was all about being a sexist smear in an interview that she gave on Wednesday. And what had happened was she basically was saying that these women that are accusing him of sexual harassment and sexual misbehavior, etc., that these women need to be heard and that Congress needs to investigate. And if he is found to be guilty, that he needs to step down from the office of the president. And 45 didn't appreciate that. So he went and did what he does and got on Twitter on Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the morning. He's on Twitter, and he said, and I quote, "Lightweight Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, a total flunky for Chuck Schumer and someone who would come to my office, in quotations, begging for campaign contributions not so long ago and would do anything for them, is now in the ring fighting against Trump. Very disloyal to Bill and crooked, used." Now, what he meant by all that, I don't know. But the problem was when he said and would do anything for these contributions or donations, it made it sound like anything along the lines of something sexual. Now, of course, when the reporters asked your girl Huckabee Sanders about it in a press conference, her remark was, well, if your mind takes it to the gutter, then I guess you could take it that way, but that's not what he meant. So the question then became, well, what did he mean? But he never came back and clarified it. He just put it out there and let it hang out there. So Gillibrand was basically saying, look, he thinks he's going to intimidate me. He thinks he's going to make me be quiet or shut me up. It's not going to happen. At least 15 women have come forward with a range of accusations against Trump, spanning from harassment, sexual harassment, to sexual assault, to lewd behavior around women. 13 of them say Trump attacked them directly, and 2 of them said that they witnessed the behavior that made them uncomfortable. And all these things happened prior to him becoming president. And, of course, he has denied all of it. So, basically, Gillibrand was like, I ain't scared of you. You can say what you want. You can tweet all you want. These women should be heard, and if you're wrong, you need to get up out of that office. And that's what she said.
Whew. It's rough.
It is rough out there. Let's see. We got a caller, so I'm going to pick up this caller and see what the public has to say. Caller, you're live on the Pajama Party Show. Go right ahead.
Yes, how y'all doing?
Fantastic. How are you tonight?
Okay. Leave him alone. Don't bother that man tonight.
You got to be kidding. I'm going to light him up every day, every night.
Listen, you didn't hear it from me now. You didn't hear it from me, right?
Okay.
This is quiet now. You ain't heard this yet. They are going to get him out of office, but what they're trying to do is lock him up. Okay, they want to put him in jail because Putin getting ready to start now. See, they know he's going to get out of office. They're getting ready to impeach him, but they want to lock him up. Okay.
I'm good with that.
They want to lock them all up. Okay.
I'm good with that. Lock them all up.
Yep. Go with the key.
Tell Hillary, lock her up. Okay. That's what they're going to do to him.
All right.
Yep.
Are you going to be okay with that?
You better be careful what you ask for because you might get it.
Well, he's going to get it.
Yeah, he wanted somebody to be locked up. It might be him.
Did you notice one thing I noticed? Okay. Clinton was president. He had a little incident with Monica Lewinsky, right?
Right.
Okay. Then you have Obama. You had Bill Cosby, right?
Cosby?
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Just that one incident, right? Trump comes in the door messing with women, and look at everybody like a domino effect falling down. Everybody.
Yep, you're right.
He's knocking down everybody. Everybody going down.
You're right.
I couldn't believe that Tavis Smiley was involved in this mess. What's going on with these people?
I don't know. Tavis might be innocent, but I don't know yet.
I think he's railroading Tavis.
Oh, yeah, they ought to be looking for a job because they done cut everything on him. Poor fella.
We're not going to be able to watch nothing on TV. Everything going to be shut down. Look, Disney going to own everything. We're going to be watching Disney fairies on TV. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, that's what it's shaping up to.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, caller.
Thanks for calling, caller. Appreciate it.
Okay, then.
All right, but we're going to talk about your boy, just so you know.
I know you is. I know you're talking about it.
All right. Hang in there.
All right.
Thank you. All right. All right. Ketel, I'm going to kick it over to you.
Okay.
You got the next story. What's going on?
Yeah, we might as well kick it to continue with the politics, so I'm going to start with that story first.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the Dan Johnson, Kentucky state representative, he did a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and he died on December the 13th. They found him on a bridge, the Salt River Bridge on Greenwell Ford Road in Mount Washington. He was parked on the north side of it and shot himself in front of his car, unfortunately. His body was found on the bank of the river just past the bridge just before 5 on Wednesday. Johnson, he posted a lengthy message on his Facebook page on that Wednesday, so the day before he killed himself. He goes on to say the accusations are false. God and only God knows the truth. Nothing is the way they make it out to be. America will not survive this type of judge and jury fake news. conservatives take a stand. He also mentioned loving his wife and family, 9/11 World Trade Center, having post-traumatic syndrome 24/7 for 16 years as the sickness that would take his life, and that he couldn't handle it anymore. So, yeah, that's what I say, really. But it's his wife, Rebecca, goes on to say she referred to her husband's death as a high-tech lynching based on lies and half-truths. Really?
Wow.
Okay.
So they're all saying that all the accusations were all lies.
Right. I'm sorry, I didn't mention also he was accused of a couple of molestation accusations. The alleged victim, who was 17 at the time, told authorities that she was staying in a living area of their residence. He was also a pastor, Pastor Johnson, when Johnson, who had been drinking a lot, approached her, kissed her, and found her under her clothes. So this is a good friend of the family and, was their daughter's friend. She had spent the night, and he had did all these things to her. So,
So he was the pastor? He was the pastor of the alleged molestation victim?
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, he was the pastor of the Heart of Fire City Church. Yeah, he's the pastor of that.
Okay. Well, I was going to put him on the kiss it list, but since he is now departed, I'm gonna let him slide this time. Only on the kiss it list, but not for what he did.
Right. Give him a pass. Yep. And also one more last hit it and quit it. A Michigan police under fire for cuffing an 11-year-old girl. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
What's going on?
I heard about that. What happened now?
A suspect being chased by a team of Michigan police officers last week was potentially dangerously 40-year-old white woman wanted in connection with the stabbing. But the person they cuffed at gunpoint and placed into the back seat of the squad car was a terrified 11-year-old black girl named Haneseti Hodges. So it goes on to say, now those Grand Rapids police officers are the subject of internal investigation into their alleged heavy-handed tactics. The whole time they are telling her to calm down. I'm telling them she's an 11-year-old. That's my daughter. That was her mother saying that. A spokesperson for the Grand Rapids Police Department said all other internal investigations have been put on hold so they can determine why this little girl was handcuffed. This investigation has been set as a priority. But the officers that did this, they have not been placed on administrative leave. And they're still working their regular schedules. Yep. None of the officers have been placed on administrative leave. They are still working their normal schedules. So
I don't understand.
It's crazy. They were after a white woman. What had happened was the woman police were seeking was the young girl's aunt. Her name is Carrie Manning, who was later arrested a few blocks away for allegedly stabbing her sister. She was charged with assault with intent to murder, resisting arrest, and other charges. Now, they say this woman is white that they're looking for, but the little girl's black. Come on now, really?
So how? Wait. They were looking for a white woman, but they arrested and handcuffed an 11-year-old black girl?
Yes.
What?
This is her aunt. This was her aunt, Carrie Manning.
This is crazy.
Yeah, you telling me.
And where did this happen? Where was this?
Michigan.
Wow.
Yep, Michigan. I mean, at gunpoint, cuffed and gunpoint and placed into the back seat of the squad car. A terrified 11-year. Can you imagine your daughter in the back of a squad car and you're telling her what's going on? But, of course, as we hear again, we talking about before, they're not going to tell you what's going on. But she's 11 years old. Why are you treating her like an adult?
Crazy.
Unless she was that. I mean, come on, man. Doesn't make any sense. You can tell if that's a little girl.
And you say this was
Stay
in
out of
Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay,
Michigan.
I'm putting the Michigan cops that cuffed that 11-year-old girl on the kiss it list.
Right, and they don't have their names. They just said the officers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. They don't have their names. Yep.
That's insane.
So, okay. Yeah, it is. But if you guys got any questions or comments what we've been talking about, hit us up tonight, 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
Press 1. Mm-hmm.
We're going to take a quick break and come back with... Yep, we're going to take a quick break and come back with Poppa DD. And what's poppin'?
Living just enough for the city.
Okay, but why are we doing Stevie Wonder? I thought we were doing Pajama Party.
Well, I was talking about my little one of my segments of Living for the City.
Join the party.
Now you ride me.
That's every Friday night at 9. Pajama Party. No clothes allowed.
Ketel and Redwine step on my parade. I had the mic first. And they're coming in just trying to,
It's my turn.
She's going to sing.
What number to call?
Call us at 914
803
4306
and press 1.
And press 1 to be put into the queue. And say what you have to say. You can read off what we're talking about. Come up with a new subject of your own. We're
hear from you.
We're liberal. We're easy.
Eastern time.
Eastern time. We're here 9 p.m. Friday nights. That's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
West Coast. And maybe 7 o'clock in the mountains or in the
7 in the mountains.
Around Michigan.
8 o'clock Central.
Michigan and New Orleans and all that. We're like an hour back.
Yeah.
But 9 o'clock on the East Coast.
9:15 we say tea time.
Tea time 9:15.
Don't be late when you listen to us. It is 9 o'clock on the dot.
That's right. Every Friday night.
We'll see you there.
Goodbye.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of those Poppa DD and Ketel.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir. Hello. Bonsoir.
Okay.
Je t'aime, Vin Rouge.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Well, it's time for Poppa DD and what's poppin'. So, what you got for us tonight, Poppa DD?
Well, let me tell you, man. I'm just...
I know it's a lot popping tonight.
I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to turn. I don't know what to say. Let me take a deep breath and get this out.
Oh.
Whew. Accusations are what they are. Accusation is an accusation. Now, the victims of the accusations, a lot of people knew what people did or who people were. They knew the monsters early on, just to separate the soul from the wax, as they say. Some of the monsters that's in this, these people knew this from the beginning. When you hear accusations on people and situations that are going on now with this whole harassment thing, you can almost look and see or know who had that particular flavor about them. Because I called the Matt Lauer thing when it first started happening. Isn't that right, Redwine?
Yeah, you did.
I called that. I said Matt Lauer, because all the stuff that was going on with what's her name, Ann Curry.
Ann Curry.
Ann Curry and the other young lady was there and all that. There was some situations going on with that and things like that, and but I didn't see Charlie Rose coming. That floored me, and things like that. But those there again, those are accusations. But a lot of these guys are making, like Charlie Rose was making $14 million a year. So therefore, it's almost a way where they just get an opportunity for early retirement. And this is why they kind of go out quietly. They just kind of go out and go into the abyss, and they let news pass. Most people like Charlie Rose, who's a news guy, and he knows that news has a time frame. before it gets pushed back to the back page or the middle page or page 6. First it's on page 6, then it's on the front page, then it gets back to the back page. And he knows that. So therefore he stepped away clean in order to, to let it all die down or what have you. But when we get into the other situation like the NFL Network, where, like I said, if you look at the NFL Network or ESPN, all these shows, whether it be First Take in places like this where you got a mediator, they have a female mediator. It's almost like the whole format is the same. There's a female mediator overseeing stories and things that are being announced by ex-football players who were all millionaires. And now all of a sudden this big thing in the NFL Network where this one analysis is accusing all these ex-football players of harassment. Now, this is based on this conversation or what? And then the networks react by firing people right away. Now, is this a way to cut their bottom line or to cut their, because now they're listening to this one female in the room. Is there proof or what the hell is it that you're believing? And when somebody comes in and tells you you're fired based on something you did or something somebody said, I mean, where's the whole due process of the whole procedure? But we also have to remember that a job really reacts on their own bottom line, on their own whatever they're trying to do. They may want to cut back in the beginning and somebody made it easy for them. But the one thing I always say is that when things go down, the way you find out the truth and the light of a situation is watch and see who the replacements are for these people, okay? Not the interim person, not the temporary person, not the person sitting in now. Look and see who comes along about 6 months later that's the permanent entity and see what they had to do with it. Because it's deep. Because the person that may have been accusing the people on the ground work level, she could have been sticking the big boss up in the big chair. So therefore, he done made her promises during pillow talk about something that he's going to guarantee her. I mean, I'm just using some conspiracy theories. I'm just talking off the top of my head. Don't take it serious or anything like that. If something happened on a real tip, it happened on a real tip, and the truth will come to the light. So it's not me. I'm not trying to justify my own particular life. I'm just talking about the things we're hearing in the news and how easy it is for people, because most people that are getting pulled and canned, these people are married with children and things like that. So if you sit at home and all of a sudden your husband comes home because he's been accused of something, then it's going to hit home for you. Because Susie Bell in the office don't really like your husband too tough, and now she done put a little rumor out against him, and the big boss believes her over your husband, who has a prominent job at that particular facility. And now your husband's trying to plead to you when he gets home the fact that somebody done shanghaied him, lied against him, and before he can defend himself, the job has the right to fire you. So what protection do people have on the job for a minute? Because I think that eventually when you go get a job and you get paid a certain amount of money and you have a position, I think that there has to be a clause in your contract to say, look here, I can't be fired for no bullshit. I mean, you almost got to put that down to say, look, if big chest Susie Bell out there want to all of a sudden have a bad day and come in and start pointing fingers because we've been making jokes with her about stuff for a long time, and now she came in on a sensitive day and she wanted to, point fingers at everybody when she used to join along with us. As much as we was talking about the JJs, she was talking about Johnsons. She was right in on our antics, or she was right in on our stories, or in on our vulgar. She was vulgar right with us. But then one day she came in on the rag, and she was acting a little different, and now we all lost our job because Susie Bell was fighting with her man the night before, and she all pissed off. I mean, the narratives go on and on and on and on. But the moral of the story is the fact that how do we just believe in everybody without evidence, justifiable cause, just something that's tangible that's going to, and I'm not making excuses for nobody, but we also can't be flexing so easy because in this world today, as a man, this could be me. Where I'm sitting there minding my own business one day, eating my my turkey and cheese sandwich made by my wife, and all of a sudden they tapped me on the shoulder saying, "Yo, Susie Bell down the hall said that you said she was sexy one day, and she want to follow along, Susie." Yeah, she's a sexy girl. I complimented her. All of a sudden I'm out of a job because they done took it like, I ain't never laid hand on her. They ain't never laid anything on her for that matter. Now I'm out of a job because she wanted to just go around and just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm speaking, hypothetically, I'm speaking, with conspiracy theories and devil advocacies and all this stuff here. But, don't count your pearls before swine. Don't believe everything you hear. Don't take in everything. Everybody in this world deserves the opportunity to defend themselves, no matter what the situation is. And you really don't understand those circumstances until it's you defending your own ass. That's when you understand the level or the volume or the preciousness of defense, and when you got to defend you. But it's cool to sit back and look at TV and, oh, wow, oh, they got them, oh, they got them, they got that. But when it's you, when that situation comes down to hometown USA and they pointing at your ass because some person in the building, this young lady was unstable from the beginning. She don't know her ass from the hole in the ground. She don't know whether she want to be gay or straight. She got all kind of issues. She got a broken family. She got all kind of crap going on in her life. So one day she woke up on the let me just knock these men out of the box that think they're slick or whatever. Now, like I said, I'm speaking hypothetically, but think just for a minute. When it happens to you, out of nowhere, when you get that flag, that tap on your shoulder, down at that hometown job, we ain't talking about NBC, CBS, PBS, Fox, ESPN, NFL Network. We talking about hometown job USA. Anyway, I just want to put that out there.
Okay. Well, that's food for thought.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Give us a call if you got any questions. 914-803-4306. You want to comment? You want to say, Poppa DD, you're full of crap. Whatever. You want to challenge me? I got big ass shoulders. Come on, talk to me.
I'm not going to challenge you tonight. Any other time I would, but I feel like that's your opinion, and I do know that there's always another side to the coin.
There's three sides, honey.
So I'm gonna let you have that one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you have that one. All right, Ketel, I'm getting ready to kick it over to you because it's time for the weird news. We're gonna lighten it up. So, you ready for the weird news, Ketel?
Sure, we're gonna lighten it up, huh?
All right, yeah, let's lighten it up. You're up first. Go for it.
All right. A policeman posed as officer tried to get discounted coffee. In Buffalo, New York, police in Western New York have charged a man who they say impersonated a police officer in an attempt to get discounted coffee.
Wow.
The WIVB TV reports the man flashed a fake badge and a gun at a Starbucks in Buffalo around 11 p.m. Friday night. Police say the man claimed he was a detective and asked for a discount. Authorities say the man then left Starbucks and tried to get into Spot Coffee, also closing time by claiming he was a police officer. He was later arrested. The police say the man was carrying a BB gun. Police have charged a 48-year-old Buffalo man with criminal trespassing, criminal impersonation of an officer, police officer, and menacing. You don't have nothing else to do, man. Trying to get some cheap coffee. Oh my God! Really? Just He's stupid. Just stupid.
I can't believe he actually did all that just to get discounted coffee.
I know. You can go to McDonald's. Say you a senior. Shit.
Yeah. What is that, $1 a cup? Come on, man. Isn't that the thing they do on ESPN? Come on, man. All right. Well, I got a really weird one. This one is up in the Pacific Northwest area of the country. Last week, another human foot washed ashore near Silk, Canada, on Vancouver Island. This is the 13th foot found in British Columbia in the last 10 years. It says that human feet have a tendency to wash ashore in Washington State as well. The most recent foot, with lower leg bone, tibia, and fibula attached, was encountered by a man walking his dog in the town of Jordan River, and the man picked up the foot and took it home before calling the police. I'm like, what is wrong with this man? So, for the record, the authorities said if you find a foot on the shore, you should call the authorities and let them retrieve it. There's no need to hand carry the foot home. You might have questions about why the Canadian police would be so calmly advising citizens of proper foot spotting protocol, basically because feet washing up on the Pacific Northwest, while it's not an everyday occurrence, is not particularly unusual. And they say it's not a sign of something sinister. They say that there's likely hundreds of dead human bodies in the waters in the Northwest at any given time. That's what they say. They said 8 of the 12 previously discovered feet have been identified and tied to 6 individuals, and in none of the cases was foul play involved. Now, I thought this was really weird. You got feet washing up on the shore, and folk just say, oh, there's a foot, and nobody gets worked up. They just think it's a regular occurrence.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know. I know if I found a foot floating up on the beach, I would not pick it up and carry it home. I don't know what that man was thinking.
He's just as crazy as the foot washing up on shore.
Exactly. He's going to take it home and then call the police. Really?
Anyway. And where was this? He's in Canada?
This was up in the Pacific Northwest area, like in Vancouver, Washington State.
Okay.
Up in that corner of the country.
Okay.
I don't know.
There's some nuts up there.
Okay. Over to you, Papa. What you got for us?
Well, it's so ironic I got this story here, this weird news, because it goes around the lines of what I was just saying. This woman claims that she had sex with 20 ghosts. Okay?
Wow.
Now, what was I just saying about these crazies out here, okay? All right, and she prefers them over men.
Really?
All right, yeah. Her name is, and it's weird spelling.
What spell it? I'm putting her on the list.
Amethyst. Amethyst.
A-M-E.
Yeah, Amethyst Realum.
P-H-Y-S-T. Oh, amethyst.
Amethyst.
Like the stone. Amethyst. Okay.
Whatever.
I got it.
Her last name was Realum. R-E-A-M-R-E-A-L. With an M at the back end. Realm.
Amethyst Realm. That cannot be her real name, but anyway.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay.
All right, now here's a story. Now, like I was saying, everybody that walks in that office ain't that, pure. Anyway, 27-year-old spiritual guidance counselor, all right, said that she had sex with at least 20 ghosts. Ghosts as in Casper, okay? She prefers them to men. Realum, which is the last name. She appeared on a British TV show, which was called ITV This Morning in London on Thursday to discuss what people saying is a real ghostly story. No pun intended, I guess, on that little piece of humor, okay? She said the first experience was 12 years ago, she said. After she and her fiancé moved into a new house, and she felt the presence of a strange entity in the house, okay? She said it started as a strange energy, then became physical. She told the hosts of the show, Philip Horgan and Holly Womberg, that there was pressure on her thighs and then breathing on her neck. She said, I just always felt safe. Then she said, I eventually gave in and I had sex with the ghosts, okay?
Wow.
You can really feel it. She said it's difficult but very pleasurable. She said there was a weight and also a weightlessness and a physical soft breathingness of breath on my neck, and it was very enticing and passionate. Now this is a ghost she's talking about, okay? I think this here. She also said that she had an affair with the ghost for about 3 years, but that it ended when her human husband, This is how this woman's talking.
Her human
She
husband.
said, I had an affair with this ghost for about 3 years until her human husband came home from work early and saw a shape of a shadow of a man through the window. She says since then she has strayed away from the phenomenon, but she misses it completely. And the ghost seems to, since the ghost has gotten caught by her husband, the ghost seems to not want to show up again. So,
wow.
And she's on TV saying this. Now, like I said before in the commentary, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse, there's some strong accusations with people there, and most of it is probably true, definitely. But there are some crazies out there, okay? Don't get it twisted. And I guess you probably won't know how crazy a woman is probably unless you're a damn man, okay? Because we usually are the ones getting shot at when it comes to the crazy. We the ones
But I
want to
know how, when she said she had an affair with this ghost for 3 years, how does she know it was the same ghost? You can't see him. I'm just curious.
Like I said, it's just,
got a good point
news,
there. Wait a minute, but she said she had an affair with 20 ghosts, so she had sex with 20 ghosts.
Yeah, but she only spoke on the one in particular in the story.
Well, I think those were like hit it and quit it. But she had a repeated
I bet
affair
they were.
with.
Yeah.
Ooh, Lord,
The
too
one
much.
she's talking about must have been the one that was really packing, I guess. I don't know.
Oh,
Anyway.
my gosh, a ghost that's packing.
Yeah, but you know.
It's
Anyway, well, like I said.
Look, if anybody got any ghost stories, hit us up tonight, 914-803-4306. Press 1.
And press 1. If you've ever had sex
Yeah.
with a ghost, call us up. Tell us about it. Testify.
She said it was weight and wastelessness.
And she said it was pleasurable, and she prefers it over sex with men.
Okay.
Woo-wee. I don't know what to say to that one. All right, well, we are, what are we going to do? Want to take a quick CC?
Yeah, let's take a little break, and we'll come right back.
Yeah, I'm going to have to refresh my drink after that one. And we'll be right back.
So I was looking over the Cocktail of the Week archives, and we've had so many really great drinks over the past year and a half.
We've had our original signature drink called the Pajama Party and a Game Changer, and of course we have the last word.
I like the Revolution. It was Hennessy, lemon and lime juice, agave juice, and bitters with jalapeno slices.
Woo-wee! I like that Crown Royal Flush with the Crown Royal, peach schnapps, and cranberry juice.
Oh yeah. And one of my favorites was the wait a minute, what's it called? The Dutch Mule, yeah, the Dutch Mule with the Ketel orange vodka, lime juice, and ginger beer.
There are so many to choose from on the apajamaparty.com website.
So check out the Cocktail of the Week archives to get the recipes.
And you can find out how to make the Cocktail of the Week and sip along with us.
Are there instructions there too?
Sure they are, along with pictures of the drink so you know exactly what it's supposed to look like.
So what's that y'all got in your glass?
This is a boomerang.
Well, I got a Kinky Reed over here.
And I got the aviator.
Get the recipes at www.apajamaparty.com and click on Cocktail of the Week. Cheers!
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir.
Oh, my God.
We trying to sound sexy since that ghost story. So, woo, bonsoir.
Oh, Lord.
But it's time for I'm Just Saying. So let me not be sexy about it, because I'm going to talk about Omarosa tonight.
Omarosa.
That woman.
Yeah. Tell me about Don King and Steve Harvey. All three of them.
Those are separate topics.
All three of them was choking the Trump chain.
Yeah, but they're separate topics.
Don't do your thing.
So tonight, I'm going to talk about Omarosa, and my topic is Girl Bye. That's what I'm saying tonight to Omarosa. We should have sent her a message so she could be listening tonight. So, but if she's tuned in, girl, bye. So this week there was turmoil over Omarosa's departure from the White House. Of course, there's been different versions of what happened floating around out there. Now, she says that she resigned so she could do other things with her life. Like what? Get a real job? I'm just saying, girl, bye.
Girl, bye.
She got on national TV and said that Trump says things that are racially charged, but he's not a racist. What the hell does that mean? If it means that he charges up the racist to act like a fool, then yeah, that's true. I'll agree with that. But how does that not make him a racist? Or does she even know what the word racist means? Again, I'm saying, girl, bye. Now, this is what she said on ABC's Nightline, and I'm quoting. The things he says, the types of pushback that he gives involve people of color. These are racial exchanges. Yes, I will acknowledge many of the exchanges, particularly in the last 6 months, have been racially charged. Do we then stop and label him as a racist? No. Yeah. And what kind of circular talk is that anyway? Being a little bit racist is like being a little bit pregnant. You either are or you're not. She claims that she felt lonely being the only black senior advisor at the White House, but yet she was getting paid over $170,000 a year. So I think all that money should have kept her company. I don't want to hear about you feeling lonely. Girl, please. And what got me is when she said that she regrets that we have not reached the level of diversity in this administration that she strove to see. Now, I'm just wondering, how was she striving to see diversity in this administration? How? Was she recommending people from other cultures or races or backgrounds for any key position? Was she? Funny, we never heard about it. Actually, now that I think about it, we never heard much of anything that she was doing. We saw her on some panel where she got booed out of there for saying some ignorant stuff, trying to represent black people, and black folk were not having it. But what did she really do? So how are you striving for diversity, sister? How? Just by being there? You think being a token black is striving for diversity? I don't think that really qualifies. And then for her to say she's going to tell her story when the time is right, sounds like, as Ketel said earlier, she is trying to sell her story to the highest bidder. She is setting up for the book deal. We all know it. And let's not forget, this is the woman who, as a caller pointed out, became famous from being on Trump's Apprentice reality show. So she knows how to work an audience. She's a reality queen, basically. And she got real upset when Robin Roberts on ABC called her out. When she announced that Omarosa had been fired, she ended the story, Robin Roberts did, ended the story by saying, bye, Felicia. And she being Omarosa, told Inside Edition that Robin Roberts was petty and called it a black woman's civil war. What are you talking about, Omarosa? Who's in a civil war with you? Nobody declared war on you. Maybe Trump did, but nobody else declared any civil war on you. You just come up with crap because you keep trying to stay in the spotlight and you trying to remain relevant. News alert, sister girl, you're not relevant. You never were, you probably never will be, and you certainly aren't right now. So stop trying to play that game. You're not relevant. Talking about a black woman's civil war. Who comes up with this crap? Now, this woman knows how to milk her 15 minutes of fame. And honestly, I'm not mad at her for that. Do what you do. But don't try to fake it. And I really don't appreciate how she tried to pimp black people for this administration, as if she could rally all of us Negroes to support a man who doesn't give a daggone about us as a people. So, in conclusion, as you know, this is Redwine, and I'm just saying to Omarosa, bye, girl, bye. Go sit down. Matter of fact, go get 2 chairs and sit down for what I hope is the last time. And when you put your book out about your time at the White House, I am not interested in buying a copy. Bye, girl. That's all I got. Can you believe her?
That was a good one, Redwine.
How about diversity? Oh, please. Please sit down. Girl, bye.
That just shows that darkness will come to the light.
Always will.
Yeah, give us a call if you want to discuss that particular situation. Amorosa, wow.
Gone.
What are you going to do?
Good riddance.
Poor girl. Poor girl.
And she tries to be so eloquent and try to sound so educated. And I'm like, girl, bye. Anyway, let's slide it back over to you, Poppa DD. Living for the city.
Boy.
What you got for us?
We might as well just keep this thing going. Keep it interesting.
Okay.
You know, it's so interesting when us as black people, with the molds that we hold, the dignity that we hold, the stamina that we hold, the strength that we hold from our ancestors and things like that. That's why I tell people that the late 1800s, the time of the Civil War, the real Civil War, not the stuff that Amorosa is talking about, but the real Civil War. If to get the lesson on the Civil War is when black folks teamed up with the North in order to take down the South. I don't think they would have won without doing it because the South was vicious and the war was fought mostly in their area. So we traveled to fight that particular war, but we took black slaves with us, gave them guns and uniforms, and they did their thing. I think the movie Glory with Denzel Washington really depicts that whole particular situation on what it is and how it was. Now, just to say that there, we are proud people that ever since the mid to late 1800s, which is your great-grandfather time, which is not that long ago. Remember those I said great-grandfather just one time. You know, your great-grandfather was doing that. Your grandfather was almost born in that area. If your grandfather was born in the 20s, your great-grandfather was born in the late 1800s. Just that simple. So it's not that far back. But then for us to team up with people like that sheriff named, what was his name? One with the cowboy hat.
Oh, I forgot his name.
When I look at TV and I see black, and then you got the other guy named, these names are failing me tonight, Paris. This black gentleman named Paris, who's a political analyst. This man is so pro-Republican, so pro-Trump, and he's a dark-skinned brother, but this Negro is sickening. When you hear him talk, it's like he just has every civil rights leader, every civil rights person that has chipped at the bit of trying to bring humanity in the world. They're flipping in their graves. I mean, their grave is becoming like rotisserie chicken. These people are spinning so much in that coffin. It's crazy. The way some of these analysts get on TV with their black skin and they speak on stuff so like this stuff is real. You know, like they hobnob with Republicans for so long. Another one is Redwine's boy. He's a gentleman that has a show on Sirius XM. His name.
You talking about Armstrong?
Armstrong Williams.
I'm putting him on the kiss.
Was Williams his last name? Armstrong. Well, God bless Armstrong. Armstrong does speak on some other things. He's not totally, connected to that. But he was raised by what's that gentleman's name? Strom Thurmond. He was a student of Strom Thurmond, and Strom Thurmond had his issues. So if Armstrong Williams came up, with his tutelage, then he's going to have a little bit in him. But your skin is brown, my brother. In fact, Armstrong is a dark-skinned brother. And it just goes to show you that as much as you try to hang with or be a part of that particular side of society, and I'm not saying that on a racial tip, don't get me wrong. It's just that I think that white folks and black folks think totally different. To think of metabolism is totally different. And what we got to stop doing is stop giving them so much credit just on white skin alone. That's not enough. It's not enough, because all they've gotten in life was opportunities. In fact, in most cases, Caucasians get 3 to 4 times more opportunities than black folks. I mean, with just standing still, not coming in with proper qualifications and all. And we can't fault them. You know, don't hate the player, hate the game. In most cases, it's the fact they know people because they don't change. The reason why they have the connection, if you want to know how white folks have the connection in the job market, is because the boss was a hillbilly originally himself. And then when a hillbilly comes in on the job, he's working on the assembly line, then next you know that hillbilly gets promoted to a manager. It's only because the boss, even though he's making big money and wears a tie now, deep down inside, he's a hillbilly also. And hillbilly recognizes hillbilly. And his wife said, damn, they gave John a job, he don't know nothing. Yeah, but your boss, Harry, is a hillbilly. They both come from the same trailer park. They have that in common. And commoncy will always trump everything. That's where the term came from, homeboy, homegirl. Where you from? You from Philly? Damn, I'm from Philly. What part of Philly? West Philly? Damn, I'm from North Philly. What college you go to? Oh, my goodness, you went to... Florida A&M. Oh my! I went to Florida A&M. Blah 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 blah. You was in the Navy. Wow, I was in the Navy. Commoncy trumps a lot of things, so don't be surprised. Backroom talk in most cases is based on commoncy with people, how people are connected. People get hired on jobs because they went to either the same college or they recognize that college flavor. People get hired because they were veterans and they recognize that veterans flavor. You was a sailor, or I was a Marine, yada, yada, yada. Or you was raised in such and such trailer park down in North Carolina. Wow, I was at such and such trailer park down the road. Oh, you from the Roscoe trailer park? Yeah, I'm from the Garganta trailer park, But now they're both in New York City working on the 18th floor of the high-rise building. So they connect because they got that commoncy. So anyway, I'm going to sign off on that move. That's what's going on tonight with Living for the City.
Okay, now. So it's all about
the hookup. Who you know, where you from, that's what it is.
Okay.
Hillbilly recognize hillbilly.
I know that's right. Game recognized game, as they say, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're going to head out to the West Coast and get the Hollywood wrap-up with Ketel. Yeah, he's doing a hooray for Hollywood. All right, Ketel, you ready for the Hollywood wrap-up?
Yeah, I guess I am. Thank you for that introduction, Papa. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, Get right into it. Somebody we haven't heard from in a while, but he's making track in Hollywood, some traction. 50 Cent. He's making 8-figure deal with stars. He already has the show Power, which is off the chain. The writing is excellent in that particular show. But 50 Cent's got a lot more money, 8 figures worth, to bring a lot more than just Power to the screen to stars. It includes 3 projects the rapper turned actor producer already has in development. They named a few Black Mafia Family, and also Tomorrow Today, the third one that's going to be announced soon. So, good for 50 Cent. I guess he's getting out the rapping deal, I guess. He's not doing that too much right now. Unfortunately, we have to stay on this sexual harassment thing. If you guys don't already know, Mario Batali, he was fired from the Chew. It's official. After reviewing the sexual harassment allegations made against Mario Batali this week, ABC has fired him from the Chew. You're familiar with the other hosts that are on the Chew, Clinton Kelly, Carla Hall, and Michael Steinman. They're on that also. So it's going to be interesting who they're going to put in his place. They said upon completing its review into the allegations made against Mario Batali, ABC, they terminated their relationship with him. One female chef told the publication that Batali rubbed her breast with his bare hands at an event after she spilled wine on her shirt when someone bumped into her. 3 other women who worked for Batali accused him of inappropriate conduct also. The restaurant owner admitted that while he doesn't know who the individuals are, the behavior in the Eda report matches how he has acted. He apologized. He goes on to say, I apologize to the people I've mistreated and hurt, that his behavior was wrong and there are no excuses. And I take full responsibility and am deeply sorry for any pain, humiliation, or discomfort I have caused to my peers, employees, customers, friends, and family. He also stepped down from a business. Him and 2 or 3 other gentlemen, they own about 20 restaurants together, and he has stepped down from that also. So that's going to be interesting. What's going to happen after that? We might as well add to the list Tavis Smiley. Now, I'm kind of on the fence on this one. Tavis Smiley, he was suspended over sexual misconduct allegations. PBS has suspended the late-night talk show host and Gulfport native Tavis Smiley about some sexual misconduct allegations. It was effective today. PBS has indefinitely suspended distribution of the Tavis Smiley Show. PBS engaged an outside law firm to conduct an investigation immediately after learning of the allegations. This investigation included interviews with witnesses as well as Mr. Smiley. The inquiry uncovered multiple credible allegations of conduct that is inconsistent with the values and standards of PBS. The investigation found credible allegations that Smiley had engaged in sexual relationships with multiple subordinates. It goes on to say witnesses describe Smiley as creating a verbally abusive and threatening environment that went beyond what would be expected in a typical high-pressure work environment. Several expressed concerns about retaliation. So, to me, that says, okay, we might have had an affair on the job, and they felt pressure in some areas, but I'm going to retaliate. So, that's why I'm 50-50 on that. We're going to have to follow that story. Also, on the Golden Globes, there was a snub. The movie Girls Trip. As much as Tiffany Haddish made everybody laugh this summer, the movie was snubbed out of the Golden Globe nominees, which were announced on Monday. So Jada Pinkett, she was pretty upset. She tweeted. She was really upset about that. She said if anybody should have got a nod was Tiffany Haddish, if nobody else did in that movie. But we're going to see more of that and see what Jada Pinkett has to say about that. I'm quite sure you guys can catch her on Twitter. Mm-hmm. And also, I have to talk about my girl. Got to talk about my girl. Oprah Winfrey. She's going to become the first black woman to receive the Cecil B. DeMille Award at the Golden Globes. Why did it have to take so long? Anyway, the actress, mogul, and philanthropist Oprah Winfrey has been selected as a recipient this year, 2018 Cecil B. DeMille Awards. It recognizes her. Winfrey embodies all the characteristics of the award, adding that for generations she has celebrated strong female characters on and off the screen and has been a role model for women and young girls for decades. For sure. This is the 75th anniversary of the Golden Globe Awards, and the previous winners were like Audrey Hepburn, Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington, so she's in a good category. And also, Discovery Communications, Oprah, she sells a majority stake of her network. So Discovery Communications now has a majority stake in Oprah Winfrey's network own, paying $70 million to increase its interest in the company to nearly 75%. This transaction allows Discovery and Oprah to unlock more value from our partnership and let us continue our strong work together to nourish OWN viewers with the content they love. So she will also work exclusively for OWN through 2025 in this new chapter of their relationship. creating, own, and seeing it flourish, supported by discovery in a rapidly growing group of the finest storytellers in film and television, is one of my proudest achievements, she says. She's also have worked with Tyler Perry and Ava DuVernay also, as far as producers with the OWN network. So that's going to be interesting. And one last note on the Hollywood wrap-up. On December the 16th, 1977, Saturday Night Fever, the movie, came out. The budget was $3.5 million, but it grossed almost $238 million. So, yep. All right. So that's my Hollywood wrap up for tonight.
So, very informative, as always.
1977, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Poppa
yeah.
DD in here trying to boogie. Talking about, what's that thing called? Saturday Night Fever?
That's my year, 1977, baby.
The beat.
Okay.
Heat Wave came out.
Yeah.
Heat Wave came out with a Too Hot to Handle album. Brothers Johnson came out with Strawberry Letter 23, and Earth, Wind and Fire came out with All in All.
And it's Strawberry Letter 22?
Look.
Is it 22 or 23? I'm asking.
You know what?
I'm asking. Was it 22 or
Come
23?
on there.
Redwine was born in the 80s, so she don't know.
I think it was 22. But anyway, I'm going to go into the cocktail of the week before we run out of time. So this week's cocktail of the week is brought to you by DC Homegrown Entertainment. And the cocktail of the week is called a slow cooker spiced wine. Now this one is very different because it's a warm drink. And you make it in a crock pot. You know those slow cookers? A crock pot. You can use it to make cocktails to serve like to a group at a party, something like that. It makes 6 servings. You need 1 bottle of red wine, something fruity but not too sweet like a Merlot or a Zinfandel or even a Cabernet Sauvignon would work. Then you add 2 cups of apple cider, 1/4 cup of honey, an orange, the juice from an orange, 5 cloves, 4 cardamom pods, 2 cinnamon sticks, 1 whole star anise. And on the brandy, you can add up to whatever you want, but they recommend between 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup. And you use orange slices and cinnamon sticks for garnish. So basically, you add all those ingredients into a 3-quart crock pot, stir it, turn it on, and let it just warm up for about 30 minutes. And then you just ladle it into a cup and add a cinnamon stick and a slice of orange for your garnish. And it's a warm drink, perfect for the winter time. It's a spiced wine. So it gives you the cinnamon, the star anise. You get all of that, the cloves. You get all those spices added to the wine. It's warm. It just envelopes you. And it's tasty, and it's something different, so you might want to give it a try. This particular recipe makes 6 servings, so this is not a drink for one. Unless you think you want 6 of them, then hey, go for it. So that's the cocktail of the week. And we're going to go over to you, Poppa DD, to talk about the Kiss It list.
I don't have the Kiss list on me, but the Kiss list is people that showed off and showed their butt hiney over the last week or so. And this is a combination of everybody that done their thing or didn't do their thing. Let's see. What's his name? Jay Pie?
Yeah.
Isn't that name that little boy in that movie, Pie?
No, that's a different Pie. This is the FCC commissioner with the whole net neutrality situation.
FCC, yeah. That whole thing is just like I said earlier. I made the example about the networks from going from analog to digital. Anyway, Omarosa, of course, where the Negro finally came out of her. As much as she tried to play that role, when they snatched her by the arm, she just went into Negro mode. Anyway.
Girl, bye.
Rupert Murdoch doesn't believe the sexual harassment charges say...
yeah, he made a comment that said basically that some of these women are just trumping up things, and it might have just been harmless flirtation. I think women know when they're being harassed versus being flirted with. But anyway, keep going.
Well, that woman has to prove that, not jump on the public bandwagon.
Yeah, but for him to make a blanket statement, he should have shut up.
Well,
you know, you already had Roger Ailes, you know, who's now deceased. It came from out of that cesspool. So he need not even open his mouth.
All right, Matthew Spencer Peterson couldn't answer trial questions, but was nominated for a judicial position. This is one of Trump's go-to people.
Yeah.
Eric Weinberg. Oh, Eric Weinberg, Marshall Falk, Warren Sapp, Heath Evans. These are people that was charged with sexual harassment on the NFL Network. And like I said, this is a thing where these guys are just sitting around just doing man talk, and there happens to be a young lady in the room that, you know, and at this point, you got to find out just where that white woman stands on how she feels about the conversation, because you're going to be who you are.
The truth will come out.
You're going to be who you are. Anyway, Michigan cop were cuffing that 11-year-old girl. That fake cup of coffee that you discussed.
Oh, yeah, the cop that was faking to be a cop trying to get discount coffee.
Yeah, you think being a cop.
Yeah,
to get the coffee.
Roger Goodell for that crazy contract he just got.
Yeah, $40 million.
Yeah, 45. He's always on the kiss it list.
And the young lady who's sticking ghosts, doing her thing.
Yeah.
And what you putting out here? Armstrong Williams.
Oh, yeah, Armstrong Williams.
He's cool, though, you know.
He's a jerk.
He's cool.
He's a jerk.
You don't like him, but he's all right.
Anyway, Kevin, you have anybody to add?
Yeah, one you missed. The Chicago police convicting those 4 black guys who will put them away for 15 years. Y'all gonna pay, but
right.
You know, unfortunately, taxpayers' money, but still they gonna pay. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everybody?
Yeah, and I want to put Redwine and Ketel.
Oh, you know what? Anyway, we got something for everybody on the kiss it list, minus me and Ketel.
Redwine and Ketel.
And here it is.
Kiss my entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever-loving country ass. That's right.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of the hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Thus far, darling.
Kiss my entire ass.
Sorry about that. Getting ready to do it again. That thing got good to me. I need to go to the last word. That was for Poppa DD for putting us on the kiss it list.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
I heard that.
Yeah.
All right, that was a good one, Redwine.
Yeah, that was a slip, accidentally, wink, wink. My last word is I forgot to include the Golden Globe foreign press, whatever they're called, for snubbing Girl Trip on the kiss it list. Y'all can kiss it too. Thanks for hanging out with us. Check out the website, apajamaparty.com. And stay warm. If you're in areas where the weather's bad, shout out to Los Angeles and California, still fighting the wildfires. You all be safe. And over to you, Poppa DD.
I just want to thank everybody for listening. And again, continue good health to my father.
All right. Ketel?
Keep hope alive. That's what I like to say for the night. Yeah.
Keep hope alive. All right.
Keep hope alive. Yep, keep hope alive. And thanks for listening.
All right. Well, we're going to say goodnight. And be sure to tune in with us Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be here. Hope to meet you, too. Say goodnight, Papa.
Good night, everybody.
Say goodnight, Ketel.
Good night.
Bonsoir.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of jazz.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party.